everybody, it's me, Jessie, and we are going to continue with our freezer meal workshop. So today I am going to be making the Greek chicken with the Orzo. So we're just going to prep that up pretty quick. I have 2 zucchinis here, so I'm going to cut them in half and then in 4s. And I want them to not be huge chunks, so then I'm going to cut them into 8s. And then I'm just gonna go down the line with them into making these little triangles of zucchini. And then once we get them cut, I'm going to throw them into a Ziploc baggie. Now, if you already had cooked turkey or chicken, you did not have to cook turkey or chicken. I happened to have had some turkey from the other day, so I'm just going to cut that up. If you have a Ziploc, I'm going to use a quart-size bag for this. I'm going to fold the edges over so that the inside stays all clean, or the outside edge stays all clean and the inside can get filled. This only takes a second to prep this up, and this is a great recipe to make if you have some zucchini that you bought and then forgot that you put them in the refrigerator and you needed to use them up. This is a great way to be able to do that. All right, throw that in the garbage bowl, and then the same thing again. Cut it into 4s, cut it into 8s. Cut it into about 1/2-inch, 1/4-inch slices. You want them all reasonably the same size, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, and we'll throw that in there as well. Now, this recipe does call for petite diced tomatoes that have garlic and onion in them, and I could not get garlic and onion tomatoes that were diced, so I am going to be adding onion and additional garlic to my diced tomatoes. So if you have that same issue, go for it. Add an extra little bit of onion, add some garlic. It's not gonna hurt a darn thing. Or if you just like extra onion and garlic, just use that. All right, put all that in the garbage bowl. So handy. Just cut that up. Just a rough chop. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Not on a Food Network competition. It doesn't have to be exact. As long as it's not huge chunks, it's gonna be just fine. I promise. And I'm gonna put that in the other bag. You want your zucchini and chicken in one bag, and you want your tomatoes, garbanzo beans, onion and garlic, and Greek seasoning in another. And then you'll have to excuse me for 1 second while I stir the turkey that I have cooking for another recipe. And by stir, I mean use my mixer pot. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay, so we have onions in one bag, we have zucchini in the other, and then this is my cooked turkey. Now I know the recipe calls for chicken, but really turkey, chicken, they're pretty interchangeable, so you don't have to worry in that department. If you had any turkey in your freezer that was small, like little tiny turkey tenderloins, you wouldn't want to thaw them out and then cut them up and then refreeze them. I would just throw them in here and they would be fine. If you had raw turkey or chicken or turkey that you cooked, you would want to make sure that it was cooled before you put it into your bag with the zucchini so that it doesn't get all yucky. All right. So our zucchini and chicken chicken turkey recipe mixture is done. You want to zip that up, get out as much air as possible, and place it off to the side. Now to make the yummy saucy part. So, like I said before, I could not get tomatoes with onions and garlic in them, so I am adding the onion. It is an additional ingredient. You do not have to add it if you don't want to, if you want onion flavor and you couldn't get the tomatoes that had it in there either, and you don't like the onion texture, please feel free to add in a little bit of onion, granulated onion or powdered onion. That's just fine. All right, so I'm using my can opener to get that off without any sharp edges, and I'm just using about a tablespoon of water to get all the yummy tomato goodness out of the can, because I'd rather throw it in the recipe than throw it down the drain. And you have to rinse it for recycling, so you know, why not? All right, let's try this very dangerous pulling can. All right, put that off to the side. Garbanzos. Just gonna give these a quick rinse. All right, this thing is so handy. Put that in with the tomatoes. Make sure you get all those delicious beans out of the can. Now we're going to add a couple of cloves of garlic into this mixture. Garbage bowl of that, another one. Kind of like to double up on the garlic. Good for you, tastes good, might as well. And those 2 cloves were very tiny. This clove is massive, good Lord. All right. Put that in there. And then we need our Greek seasoning. So I'm just going to put a tablespoon of Greek seasoning. You will instantly smell the oregano and lemon as soon as you open this container. It is so delicious. Oh, I love it. But if you could not get the Greek seasoning, please feel free to swap Italian seasoning in here. You will be just fine. All right, I'm gonna take as much of the air out as I can, zip up the bag, and then just gush it all together. Kind of mix it up. Get all those garbanzos down at the bottom, the tomatoes mixed in. Just make sure you sealed it so you don't have a mess. Okay, now, I was trying to conserve baggies, but not working. So I don't lose all my pieces of our delicious Greek and Orzo chicken, I'm going to put them all in another bag. Take out the air, zip that tight as well, and kind of flatten it out as best as I can to save room in the freezer. Get out my trusty painter's tape and Sharpie marker. And then we are pretty much done with this. I just always put the date and the name on it. Now this is gonna go into the freezer, and on the night that we cook it, this will go in one pan, kind of saute it up for a minute till the zucchini gets a little bit brown and some of the water cooks out, and then I'll mix in the sauce and the chicken broth and the orzo. And then I like to put crumbled feta and Kalamata olives. It's delicious. All right, have a good night, everybody. Enjoy.